Hello students, welcome to All 4 C Learning. This is session 83. We are discussing chemical properties of carbonyl compounds. In carbonyl compounds, chemical properties, in previous session we was discussed oxidation. During oxidation, particularly selenium dioxide oxidation, so how carbonyl compounds gives aldehydes with methylene and methyl carbons with respect to alpha position with respect to carbonyl groups. Regarding that we was discussed. In this session, we are going to discuss reduction properties of carbonyl compounds. Reduction of carbonyl compounds. There are so many reducing agents, and every reducing agent has certain specific functions depending upon substrate or reactant what we are using, like whether they possess unsaturation, carbon-carbon unsaturation, carbon-oxygen unsaturation, carbon-nitrogen unsaturation. It depends which unsaturation we want to reduce. Depending on that, which reagent we are supposed to use, we have to take the decision. Now let us see few reagents which are listed here. Nickel hydrogen or platinum or palladium, catalytic hydrogenation. This one reduces all unsaturations like carbon-carbon, carbon-oxygen, carbon-nitrogen. All this can reduce. Next, zinc and acid, which reduces all C double bond O groups, carbonyl groups, and also carbon-carbon unsaturation also. Sodium and water, sodium and alcohol, zinc and alcohol, and zinc and sodium hydroxide. All these reagents produces nascent hydrogens. Because of that, that one is nascent hydrogen is powerful reducing agent. It reduces all functional groups. Now, particularly lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, lithium borohydride. These are complex reducing agents. These complex reducing agents reduces different way compared to the catalytic hydrogenation and nascent hydrogenation. Complex reducing agents reduces functional groups in different manner, and in that particularly sodium borohydride we can say mild reducing agent, whereas lithium aluminum hydride is a strong reducing agent. In other words, lithium aluminum hydride can reduce chlorides, nitrates, and cyanides, chlorides, nitrates, cyanides, and also carbonyl groups, carbon-carbon unsaturation sometimes, whereas sodium borohydride cannot reduce all that, and moreover lithium aluminum hydride can reduce carboxylic acid derivatives like acid chlorides, anhydrides, esters also, whereas sodium borohydride is not going to touch that area, means esters, anhydrides, they are not going to reduce by sodium borohydride. Of course, acid chlorides can, sodium borohydride can reduce acid halides, and lithium borohydride also regarding means in the similar way. And this function, how they are going to behave as a reducing agent, that was already discussed in previous sessions, and a mechanism also was discussed, and how we can say lithium aluminum hydride is powerful reducing agent. Why we are saying sodium borohydride is mild reducing agent, even though both are complex reducing agents only, complex metal hydrides only. Now, carbonyl compounds are C double bond OH. These upon reduction we are getting primary alcohols, means aldehydes gives primary alcohols. Aldehydes gives primary alcohols. Ketones gives secondary alcohols, or C double bond OR. Upon reduction, ketones gives secondary alcohols. Means carbonyl compounds upon reduction we are getting primary and secondary alcohols. Primary and secondary alcohols. So when we are using any of these reagents, aldehydes and ketones can be easily reduced, and finally we are getting alcohols. But if you come to aldehyde, and particularly lithium aluminum hydride I'm going to consider CH2 double bond CH, C double bond OH. Alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde is also called acrolein. Acrolein, also called vinyl aldehyde. Also called vinyl aldehyde. Vinyl aldehyde or acrolein. Upon reduction with lithium aluminum hydride. Upon reduction with lithium aluminum hydride. Here lithium aluminum hydride, it can reduce aldehyde group, means carbonyl group, without disturbing carbon carbon double bond, and we are getting allyl alcohol. Whereas in this case, if you are using nickel and hydrogen, it reduces carbon carbon double bond along with carbon oxygen double bond. Resultant, we are getting CH2OH, simply propyl alcohol. This one is allyl alcohol. This one is allyl alcohol and this one is propyl alcohol. That means with lithium aluminum hydride, not only with lithium aluminum hydride, sodium borohydride, even though here sodium borohydride is not going to touch carbon carbon multiple bonds. Whereas here nickel hydrogen or palladium or platinum, they can reduce as carbon carbon double bonds also and converts into alcohol, saturated alcohols, whereas with the complex hydride, metal hydride, we are getting unsaturated alcohols. Let's come here, this one is called crotonaldehyde. Crotonaldehyde with lithium aluminum hydride. Here we should remember one thing, lithium aluminum hydride, whenever we are using solvent, by default we have to use ether. We have to use ether as solvent, and after reaction we have to use hydrolysis. After completion of the reaction, we have to use hydrolysis. That means lithium aluminum hydride not supposed to use along with aqueous solvents, because lithium aluminum hydride explosive nature, and when it comes contact with water, obviously it leads explosion. Whereas here sodium borohydride is not that much powerful reducing agent. That's why when we are using sodium borohydride, we can use water or alcohol as solvents. Now let's come here. Crotonaldehyde, carbon carbon double bond is there, and alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Upon reduction with lithium aluminum hydride, we are getting here C double bond O, CH2OH, means that alpha beta unsaturation remains as such, only aldehyde group gets converts into alcohol. And what we are expecting with sodium borohydride also, we are expecting the same product. Yes, but here two products you are getting. In one product, carbon carbon double bond remains as such, unsaturated aldehyde alcohol, and in another product, carbon carbon double bond also gets reduced, but 60% is unsaturated product, 40% is saturated product we are getting. Whereas with nickel hydrogen, you are getting direct saturated product only. That means with the lithium aluminum hydride, you are getting unsaturation remains the same, carbon carbon unsaturation remains the same. It is not going to touch that area. And sodium borohydride also in general, it is not going to reduce carbon carbon double bonds, and that product is major, but under specific conditions, when we are using different conditions, means that here carbon carbon double bond gets reduced, but up to a certain extent, 40% only product, that means minor product you are getting. Whereas with the nickel hydrogen, you are getting completely saturated product. That means lithium aluminum hydride cannot reduce carbon carbon double bonds. Lithium aluminum hydrides cannot reduce in general carbon carbon double bonds. That means, can we say, sir, can we make general statement lithium aluminum hydride is not supposed to reduce carbon carbon double bonds? No. So again, when we are using conditions, obviously it can reduce. Lithium aluminum hydride also reduces carbon carbon double bond. It can also reduces carbon carbon double bond. So it all depends upon conditions what we are providing, solvent what we are providing. There are so many other factors which influences their reducing nature. That's why what we are discussing right now here is only general things. Right now, here I used to consider one C double bond O group, one carboxylic group. Lithium aluminum hydride reduces all carboxylic acid and derivatives also along with carbonyl compounds. That's why here with lithium aluminum hydride what we are getting product alcohol, and this one is CH2OH. That means here C double bond group reduces to alcohol, COOH reduces to alcohol. Whereas with sodium borohydride only carbonyl group get reduces to alcohol, but COOH group remains as such. So with the sodium borohydride, carbon-carbon unsaturation can be reduced, but carboxylic acid derivatives, in carboxylic acid derivatives only acid chlorides gets reduced. Except acid chloride, no other carboxylic acid derivative can be reduced by sodium borohydride. Whereas lithium aluminum hydride reduces all carboxylic acid derivatives also, along with halides, nitride, and cyanides. All that can be reduced by lithium aluminum hydride. But lithium aluminum hydride is not going to reach carbon-carbon double bonds in general. That I gave crotonaldehyde. Now, if you observe, this one is amide carboxylic acid derivative, and this one is aldehyde. So amide group, aldehyde group, lithium aluminum hydride reduces aldehyde group, and amide group both. Resultant we are getting NH2, CHOH, CH2, CHO. Further it reduces, whereas sodium borohydride it remains NH2, C double bond O, CH2, So the thing is here lithium aluminum hydride can reduces carboxylic acid derivatives, whereas sodium borohydride cannot reduces carboxylic acid derivatives. Here after formation of this product, reaction is not going to stop. Further, what happened? H and OH elimination takes place, and water elimination takes place. After elimination of water, CN double bond formation. That CN bond also gets reduced. Final product here, what we are getting? NH2, CH2, CHO. That means here amide group ultimately converts into amine, and the CHO also converts into CH2OH. Means amine, amide converts into amine, aldehyde converts into alcohol, whereas with sodium borohydride, only aldehyde converts into alcohol, but amide as such. That means carboxylic acid derivatives, all carboxylic acid derivatives easily reduced by lithium aluminum hydride. With sodium borohydride, except acid chloride, no other carboxylic acid derivative can be reduced. Next, I use consider one is ester, another one is ketone. Same with lithium aluminum hydride, both groups can be reduced. Then here final product we are getting OH, CH2, CHOH, CH3. This is the product you are getting. Whereas with the sodium borohydride, only keto group gets reduced, ester group remains as such. Resultant we are getting CH3O, C double bond O, CH2, CHOH, CH3. So lithium aluminum hydride and sodium borohydride, these two functionings are like this. Let us see these examples. Ethyl propenoate, prop2enoate. This one upon reduction with sodium borohydride and PtCl2. In general, what we are expecting, sodium borohydride cannot reduce carboxylic acid derivatives, and it reduces only carbon-carbon. It cannot reduce carbon-carbon double bonds also. It reduces only it cannot reduce carbon-carbon double bond. It cannot reduce esters both. But here what happened? Without disturbing ester group, carbon-carbon double bond gets reduced. We are getting product CH3, CH2, C double bond O, C2H5. So in presence of PtCl2, its functioning is going to change, and in presence of PtCl2, it can reduce carbon-carbon double bond. Normally, it cannot reduce carbon-carbon double bond. Let us see this one. Cinnamaldehyde. Here alpha and beta. Beta carbon consists phenyl group. In general, either lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride both cannot reduce carbon-carbon double bonds, and it both can reduces carbon oxygen double bond. Means they can reduce aldehyde group but cannot reduce unsaturation, then we are getting product pH, CH double bond CH and CH2OH. But when we are using different conditions along with lithium aluminum hydride, here whenever beta carbon consists phenyl group, with lithium aluminum hydride, you may get product this. Means carbon carbon double bond also reduces. Here in general with lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride, without disturbing carbon carbon double bond, you are getting only aldehyde group reduced product alcohol. But in case of when we are using special conditions along with lithium aluminum hydride, there is a possibility, but condition is beta carbon must possess phenyl group. In such a case, there is a possibility for production of carbon carbon double bond. In reduction reactions, few other reactions are there. Clemmensen reduction, Wolff-Kishner reduction and Meerwin-Pondorf-Verlet reduction. These reductions are there. Let us see. In case of Clemmensen reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction, carbonyl group converts into carbonyl group reduced to methylene group. Means Clemmensen and Wolff-Kishner reduction, in both cases carbonyl group reduced to methylene group, means alkane. Conversion of carbonyl compounds into hydrocarbons, alkanes. For Clemmensen reduction, reagent is zinc amalgam and HCl. Zinc amalgam and concentrated HCl. This one is reagent. And in case of Clemmensen reduction, because of we are using concentrated HCl, acid sensitive groups if any are there, this method is not suitable. I'll give example. First, let us see how this mechanism proceeds. Say CH3, C double bond O, CH3 acetone with H plus. Here we are getting CH3, C double bond OH plus CH3 and CH3, COH, CH3 plus. We are getting carbocation. Later, zinc gives 2 electrons and converts into Zn2 plus, and by giving 2 electrons, this carbocation converts into carbanion. So we are getting C minus CH3 and OH. This one by abstracting proton from HCl, then we are getting CH3, CH, OH, CH3. So first ketone converts into alcohol. Here at this stage reaction cannot be stopped because of reaction proceeds in acid medium. Then we are getting OH2 plus CH3. Further water molecule eliminate out. Resultant we are getting CH3, CH plus CH3. And again one more mole of zinc, it gives 2 electrons and it comes out as Zn2 plus and it makes CH3, CH minus CH3. And which one by taking proton from HCl, we are getting CH3, CH2, CH3. So in this method, we can convert carbonyl group into methylene group, C double bond O group into CH2 group. Now, if we are having a diketone, C double bond O, C double bond O, this one upon reaction with zinc amalgam and HCl, both the C double bond O group reduced and we are getting hydrocarbon. Now let us see if benzene ring upon reaction with succinic anhydride in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 or FeCl3. This reaction what we call Friedel-Crafts acylation. During Friedel-Crafts acylation, we are getting here bond breaking takes place. This C double bond O group attached to benzene ring, resultant C double bond O, CH2, CH2, C double bond O, OH. We are getting this one upon reduction with zinc amalgam and HCl. Here carboxylic group is not going to reduce, only C double bond O group reduces, and we are getting here 1, 2. Earlier 2 carbons are there. Now this C double bond O group also reduced to CH2. So total 3 CH2 groups and COOH remains as such. Means here, whenever we are using zinc amalgam and HCl, it reduces preferably carbonyl group. Now, I am going to consider 4-hydroxy cyclohexanone. Here, in this case, what we are expecting with the zinc amalgam and HCl, of course, this OH group cannot be reduced. This C double bond O group reduces to CH2. We are expecting this product, but we are not supposed to get this product. Actually, what happened? Because of reaction performs in acid medium, after formation of this one, of course, before formation of this one only, this OH group first protonate out, and here carbocation formation. That carbocation again converts into carbanion, just like this, by providing 2 electrons by zinc, and it converts into carbanion. The carbanion takes H plus, and this OH group also reduces. This is what we call acid sensitive groups, if any are there. Obviously, Clemmensen reduction we are not supposed to use. Similar to this one, Wolff-Kishner reduction. Wolff-Kishner reduction. Here also carbonyl group converts into methylene group, but in presence of hydrazine, ethylene glycol and alkali. Hydrazine, ethylene glycol and alkali, it converts into CH2. The major difference in between Clemmensen reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction is Clemmensen reduction acid medium reaction proceeds, and in Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction proceeds in base medium. Here Clemmensen reduction is not suitable for acid sensitive groups, and Wolff-Kishner reduction is not suitable for base sensitive groups. Let us see here, carbonyl group RC double bond O R upon reduction with hydrazine, condensation takes place, RC double bond N NH2. This one upon reduction with alkali and ethylene glycol. After that, here internal rearrangement. This internal rearrangement only slow step. Here we can write like this. Internal rearrangement takes place N double bond NH, and further here this one is a slow step. Further it loses one more H plus, and all these things happen means when we are using alkali here, this base abstracts proton H plus and it comes out as H2O, and it leaves here N double bond N minus. Further, this N double bond N minus negative charge comes in between these two nitrogen, and sigma electrons are shifted towards carbon. Resultant we are getting RCRH and minus. Here carbanion from this, whatever we are using alcohol, glycol, from this glycol it abstracts proton, and we are getting RRCHH like this. Means we are getting alkane in Wolff-Kishner reduction. But here think what we should remember, this reaction is not applicable if reactant or substrate consists in a base sensitive groups. For example, I used to consider here C double bond O group with Cl. This one, in case of Clemmensen reduction, zinc amalgam and HCl, Wolff-Kishner reduction, hydrazine, ethylene glycol and alkali. Here, first case, because of only C double bond O group reduces and Cl only remains. In second case, because of OH, that Cl undergoes displacement and we are getting OH. So Cl will be displaced by OH. In case of zinc amalgam HCl, that Cl remains as such. In both cases, C double bond O group reduced to CH2 group. Here, one more thing, Wolff-Kishner reduction is not going to reduce carbon-carbon double bonds. Carbon-carbon double bonds cannot be reduced by Wolff-Kishner reduction. CH double bond CH, C double bond OH, acraldehyde or vinyl aldehyde. This one upon reaction with N2H4 and glycol. You cannot use not only glycol, you may use diethylene glycol, any diol derivative. Because of diol derivative only, here it can form complex. Means this one is this formation of this step 2 here. This step takes place in presence of solvent, means by solvent case, that what we call by formation of solvent case. So that dihydric alcohol or polyhydric alcohols only can perform this reaction, and by solvating the molecule. Here in this case carbon-carbon double bond remains as such and it converts into CH3 group. So aldehyde group can be easily reduced by Wolff-Kishner reduction, whereas here thing what we have to remember, base sensitive groups are not supposed to use. If any base sensitive groups are there, then obviously that base that group also going to displace, just like here Cl displaced by OH. Next reduction is Meerwein-Ponndorf-Verlet reduction. Meerwein-Ponndorf-Verlet reduction is a reverse reduction to opener oxidation. So opener oxidation, Meerwein-Ponndorf reduction, MPV reduction generally we are calling Meerwein-Ponndorf-Verlet reduction. These two are reversible. Here we should remember one thing. With complex metal hydrides like lithium aluminum hydride or sodium borohydride, whatever we are using for reduction, they are irreversible. You cannot get back. But MPV reduction specialty reaction is first reversible. Reverse reaction what we call opener oxidation, and forward reaction is MPV reduction. Okay, and second point, just like in opener oxidation we was learned one point, without oxidizing carbon-carbon multiple bonds, without disturbing carbon-carbon multiple bonds. Here also same, carbon-carbon multiple bonds are not going to be reduced, only aldehyde group gets reduced, ketone group gets reduced. And then that means here C double bond O R in Meerwein-Ponndorf-Verlet reduction. Let us consider one ketone. This ketone upon reaction with aluminum isopropoxide OCH-Me2 taken thrice, aluminum isopropoxide, then this isopropoxide means isopropyl alcohol derivative, right? Isopropyl alcohol converts into acetone, means isopropyl alcohol converts into acetone, CH3, C double bond O CH3, whereas this ketone converts into alcohol. The same thing we was learned in case of opener oxidation. In opener oxidation we used to consider alcohol in acetone solvent. Upon reaction with same aluminum isopropoxide, what happened? This isopropyl alcohol converts into ketone. In method of preparation of ketone was learned from alcohols. So alcohol converts oxidized to alcohols, oxidized to ketones, and simultaneously acetone solvent what we are using, that will be reduced to isopropyl alcohol. Here in this reaction reverse. In this reaction reverse. Specialty is it is not going to disturb carbon-carbon double bond, and all that reaction takes place at a time, means concerted mechanism, cyclic transition state mechanism. Let us see here aluminum isopropoxide Al OCH-Me2 OCH-Me2 OCH-Me2, 2 methyl groups. Aluminum isopropoxide upon reaction with ketone, first what happened, hydride transfer to this carbonyl carbon. Further, these CO pi electrons are shifted towards aluminum. Towards aluminum means comes to oxygen. That oxygen prefers to form bond with aluminum metal. And here what happened, R2C, and there will be a new bond formation between carbon and hydrogen, CH bond formation, and HC bond cleavage slowly takes place simultaneously. Earlier carbon oxygen double bond was there, that pi bond is going to cleave slowly, and there will be new bond formation between oxygen and aluminum. Here oxygen and aluminum new bond formation. Earlier oxygen aluminum strong bond sigma bond is there. That is going to break slowly. So aluminum oxygen bond means because of these electrons shifted towards this one. So when these electrons comes towards this carbon, this pi electrons comes here in between oxygen and aluminum, and earlier oxygen and aluminum bond electrons shifted towards carbon. Then there will be new bond formation, means double bond formation takes place in between this one. So overall this bond and this bond is going to break, and this is a 6-membered cyclic transition state mechanism. Finally we are getting R2CHO, R2CHO, this aluminum attached to OCHMe2 groups, 2 are there. And here which one comes out? CH3, C double bond O, CH3, acetone comes out. That means here isopropyl alcohol from aluminum isopropoxide gets oxidized to ketone. Isopropyl alcohol from aluminum isopropoxide gets oxidized to ketone. Now, here this one first step. By repeating that, what happened? All that OCHMe2 groups means isopropoxy groups are going to replace by R2CHO groups. And finally we are getting 3 groups like that only, R2CHO taken thrice Al, and this one upon hydrolysis we are getting R2CHOH. That means in this case, even though compound contains, for example, CH2 double bond CH, CH2, C double bond O, CH3. If this is the case, when we are using aluminum isopropoxide, OCH, CH3 taken twice, taken thrice, and in presence of acetones, means alcohol solvent, then what happened here? Simply oxygen double bond only gets reduced to alcohol, but here carbon double bond remains as such, means without affecting that carbon double bond, only carbonyl groups gets reduced. Here carbon double bond, carbon oxygen double bond also there. During MPV reduction, what product you are getting? Carbon double bond remains as such. Only carbon oxygen double bond gets reduced to alcohols. Now, here one more reduction also there. That reduction is penacol-penacolone rearrangement that already we discussed in alcohols. Let us recall that penacol-penacolone rearrangement. Just recall that and read once again. That's also one of the reduction. That's what we called bimolecular reduction. 2 molecules of acetone combine to form penacol. That penacol reduces to penacolone. That also comes under this category, reduction category.